Hey guys. So I don't know what exactly I want to talk about today. I have so many things that I want to talk about. But so I posted a video yesterday and then I decided to delete it because it was like really negative, and also um with the mental issues that I have, I tend to overshare things that I probably should not say. Um, I mean, I really like that I'm open and honest, but it can be a little too much sometimes, and I need to work on that. But um, so I wanted to kind of share some of the things that I talked about, just not the negative things, because like I don't want to be negative. I want to be a source of love and light, you know? And that's what I was kind of talking about was this one like always does that. That's fine. Let it go way out there. I don't care. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, excuse me. I I have just tapped into this incredible energy where I just feel like this free love and light being, and it's so amazing to feel that way and to just be a beacon of light and hope for an inspiration for other people. And it starts with being selfish. It starts with figuring yourself out. And then through finding your passion in life and your goals and your dreams and your aspirations and your path that you're meant to be on. Once you find that, you start you start to learn to love yourself in different ways and start to feel different, and you start to tap into something completely different than you've ever known. And for me, it was my relationship with the universe and spirit. And my spirituality is not a Christian spirituality. It's reincarnation and life lessons and the universe manifestation, just pure magic and source and energy. I believe that we are all made of energy. We are all made of parts. We're all part of the universe. Like every single one of us, every plant, animal, being, like we are all a piece. We are all a masterpiece, a piece of the master, which is source. Whether you call it God or the divine or source or the universe or whatever deity you worship, it's all the same thing. We just all we see it differently. We worship it differently, and that is completely okay. Like I think something that's been skewed is that we all have to believe the same thing, and if we don't believe that thing, we're bad people, which it was my experience in the church. Of You weren't allowed to question it, you weren't allowed to think for yourself, but that made me hate myself my whole life. um just feeling like I was going to go to hell for having normal human emotions and thoughts, and just basically for existing. Like we're just kind of told we're inherently bad. And and I after I found my own spiritual path, or like as I was finding it, I tapped into this primal earth energy. And that woman that I tapped into, her name is Odessa. She is my muse. So Odessa is this primal woman, just fully raw and alive and no shame. When I picture Odessa, I picture her. So Odessa is basically me, but it's my highest self, the version of myself that I strive to be and embody. And so when I picture her, she is dancing under the moon, around a bonfire with a bunch of other women, like maybe men too, like just all these dancing with her tribe. And she's either naked or she's, wearing furs and animal bones. Like she's got like a bone crown and, like elaborate makeup. And I'm actually gonna do a photo shoot of me as Odessa closer to Halloween this year, and I'm really excited to meet her in person and see what she looks like and fully embody her. So that's going to be really exciting. So I need to start working on her bone crowns and her aesthetic. I don't know exactly what she looks like yet, but she's gonna be fierce. She's fierce. She's primal. She's wild. She's a predator. She is a raw sexual woman. She's just wild. She makes medicine from the earth, from the like foraging. She grows her own food. She hunts. She fishes. She worships she worships the earth and the moon and the stars and the cosmic, the universe. She manifests. She's fully wild, and I'm tapping into that wild side of me by first it started with my farm, growing and raising my own food, and then it was making art with animal bones and selling that and just kind of tapping into that energy. And then there was I started going to this drum circle where I met other people who are very similar to me. And my hair's falling out in the back, but should I just leave it? I don't know. I need some bobby pants. Anyway, so I met these other people, and like we all just kind of freely love each other, in many different ways. We just kind of we're very, it's like our souls knew each other. There was like, when I got divorced, I didn't want to just be alone, but I didn't want to like find someone to marry again, like not off the bat anyway. So I wanted to find my tribe. So it was like very soon after I decided to get divorced, I asked the universe, just please send me my tribe. And I told my sister that I just want to sit in drum circles. I want to be a hippie. I want to travel the world, and I want to meet like-minded people. And soon after that, I met somebody who took me to a drum circle. And then at the drum circle, I met all of these other people, and I'm becoming best friends with all of these people. And just freely being myself, just dancing in the middle of the drums with the other women, and it's like Odessa coming to life. And I have some friends from there that we've talked about like going camping together and bringing our drums and just tapping into our primal energy. And it's like all of my manifestations are coming true of like, who do I want to be? And the answer was, I want to be wild, and I want to be free with no shame. Like, I don't want to feel bad about myself for being me, for being, for wanting to tap into this earth energy. And just like I look at humans as we are animals. We are animals, and what do animals do out in nature? And kind of embodying that. My spirit animal is an owl, so I resonate with the owls. It's like the night owl, the watcher, the observer, the predator, the wise. There's all these things that that I see with the owl. The um the story about the owl is very interesting. Um uh Maybe it was like a year ago, me and my sisters were talking about spirit animals, and I was like, I don't know if I have a spirit animal. I don't know what my spirit animal is. And then after that conversation, I put out into the universe. I said this. I think this was like the first time I asked the universe for something specific, and worked with the universe to get an answer. And it was, I just asked the universe, uh, can you send me my spirit animal? I want to know what my spirit animal is. And then I left it at that, didn't really think too much about it. And then throughout the week, I kept seeing owls everywhere. Whether it was like on TV, somebody was talking about owls. I was doing some tarot cards in the kitchen, and I heard an owl outside my window for the first time. I saw people wearing owl pendants. It was just like everything was pointing towards the owl. And then I had a dream that I was out in my garden, which was my sacred space, was my garden. And in the dream, I'm under the full moon, which is also one of my inspirations, is the full moon, or the moon in general. And the moon was a spotlight on the garden, and in the middle of the garden, there was this little baby owl. And I went over and I picked up the owl in my hands, and I said to it, I asked the universe to send me my spirit animal, and here you are. And then this mama owl comes like through the moonlight and swoops down, and she perches herself next to me. And I looked at her and I started to cry. And then the mama owl's like looking at me like this knowing look and this trusting look of we trusted each other. And she took the baby from my hands and she flew off, and then I woke up. And since then, owls have been there for me when I needed them. There was one time I was driving home from work after having a rough day, and there was an owl sitting in the road, and it was hurt. And I brought it home. I put it in my lap, and it sat in my lap on the way home, and just sat there. And I pet this owl, and I brought it inside, and it just sat with me, just allowed me to hold it. And I sat petting this owl, this wild owl. And it flew off in the morning, but it was very beautiful experience, just getting to hold this wild beast. And without fear, there was no fear, there was just trust. And then it was about 2 days after I decided to get divorced. I had the worst day of my life, one of the worst days of my life, soon after, like the day after I decided to get divorced. And I had this dream that these owls came to my house, and they took me outside, and I went flying with these owls. And it was like they were telling me that it's okay to go, and we've got you. And I woke up, and it was like I was this fully renewed person. Like I wasn't crying as much as I was the day before, and I felt this incredible sense of, you're on the right path, you're good, we got you. And since it's so beautiful to have these symbols in your life that mean something, that mean many people may not believe it. Many people would probably say they're just dreams. But to me, because I put meaning on it, it does mean something. And so I've had many different dreams since I tapped into the power of the universe, and they all mean something. I had this other dream about a year ago, and in that dream, the dream was like one split second long, but it was terrifying and it stuck with me. And I didn't know at the time why it was terrifying. And the dream was I was in this Victorian house and I went to open the front door. And I opened the door and I saw myself walking towards me. And I was smiling. Like, the me that was walking towards me was smiling. And it was terrifying seeing myself. I had never seen myself before. But I was beautiful. And I was smiling. I was glowing. I was happy. And I didn't think, but it was terrifying. And I woke up like terrified, like seeing myself. And I had never seen myself in a dream before. And then I didn't think too much of it until like a few weeks ago. I was thinking about this dream and thinking about why it was scary, and like something just popped into my head that this dream meant something. I was meant to remember this dream, and the universe was just telling me in that moment that it's time to interpret this dream. You're ready to hear what it meant. And I was able to like tap into my subconscious and watch my dream as if it was happening in that moment. And I was able to slow down the dream and watch it. It was so crazy. I've never been able to do something like that before. And like in slowing down the dream, I saw something I didn't see the first time. And it was the me on the other side of the door was leaving a gift on the doorstep. And in that moment, I knew exactly what the dream meant. And like, it was a year ago that I had this dream, which was right around the time my marriage started to fall apart. And it was around the time that I was starting to really tap into who I was and what I wanted. And what the dream meant was, you're about to meet yourself and it's going to be terrifying. I don't know if I actually shared this before. Like, it sounds like I know I've shared it with people that I know, but I don't know if I've actually made a video on this because it sounds like I might have. Anyway, but I'm going to tell it again, even if I have. So the dream meant you're going to meet yourself and it's going to be terrifying. And it was. Getting divorced was absolutely terrifying. But through that, I met the real me. And I met Odessa, and I met my tribe. There were so many different messages in that 1 second dream. And it was the gift on the doorstep. You're going to meet yourself. It's going to be terrifying. But there's a beautiful gift in it. And you're beautiful. I remember thinking the me on the other side of the door was beautiful. And you're going to be happy. She's smiling. She's happy. So even though it was terrifying, it was the best gift I could have ever given to myself. And so now I can interpret dreams as something so much more than I ever imagined. And I use these dreams as a way to communicate to myself and the universe. And I had another dream. I shared this one in the video yesterday, but because I deleted the video because it was too negative in the beginning. I want to share again because it's not out there anymore. So I had, my grandma died. She was the biggest example in my life of what unconditional love really meant. And I didn't fully understand her love back then because I didn't understand love in general, because I didn't love myself. And I had a very complicated relationship with family and with friends. I didn't have friends. Like, I had friends here and there, but mostly I thought they hated me or they actually did hate me. So it's like, there was so many different things. So anyway, like, my grandma, she was always doing things for other people and never asked for a single thing in return. And she was just this amazing woman, and she was in the nursing home for about 4 years, and she was not herself anymore. She was a shell, and she couldn't talk. She wasn't there anymore. And I wished that she would die so that she would not feel this pain anymore. She would be free. After 4 years, I think it was 4 years in the nursing home, after that time, she finally died. And I went to the funeral. Me and my sisters all went to the funeral, and we decided to contact her after the funeral. We walked around town together, because it was like where we grew up in our like early childhood. We moved around a lot, but my grandma always lived there. And we went down to the park where where my grandma used to take us. And we sat in a circle with a pendulum, and we were asking her questions. And my sister asked her, are you at peace? And most of the answers were yes before this. And it swung around real quick the other way. So it said no. And then we were surprised by this. And she asked, are you waiting for the people in your life to be at peace before you leave? She said yes. And then right after this little puppy came out of nowhere. And it had this energy that mirrored my grandma. And it was like this blonde puppy. My grandma was blonde. It just comes out of nowhere and just jumps in each and every one of our laps and just like goes around the circle, just giving us all love. And I was like, that's Grandma sending us love. The puppy's name was Waffles, we found out. But yeah, it was a beautiful moment. And I learned that in that moment, that love transcends time and space. Because when my grandma was in the nursing home, I couldn't feel her anymore. But as soon as she was gone, I could feel this incredible love energy. And this energy of that I'm held and I'm loved and never forgotten, and she will never be forgotten. And so I learned that love, you don't have to be with somebody, or that this person doesn't have to be around for you to feel love for or from them. And when somebody dies, they're still here with everybody that they ever loved. Like I know what it means now when people say that love is in your heart. Like, I can feel her. And I had this dream a week later that me and my sisters were sitting on a couch, and my grandma was standing in front of us with my grandpa. And it was so vivid. I could see every wrinkle on their faces, and they were just standing there smiling, this huge smile. And my grandma said, "Don't worry, girls. I'm with your grandpa, and we're both so happy." And I woke up, and I knew that it was real. My grandma was sending me a message that she's still here, she's with my grandpa, and she's happy. And about a week after that, my sister and I went to this witchcraft event where we were selling our stuff. And she did this reading with a medium, and the medium told her that her grandparents appeared to one of us. So it just kind of solidified my faith in the universe of signs, of just believing that there is more. There's more out there than than we could possibly imagine. And magic exists in that way. Like, we are all magic. We are all these cosmic beings. We are all a piece of the universe. And when you tap into that vibration, anything is possible. And it really, really is, because I'm doing things I never imagined possible. And these people that I'm spending time with, it was like I could feel this magnetic pull of our souls know each other. It's like I was coming back to myself, coming back to my tribe. And it's like we just knew each other instantly. We felt each other's energy. And the more I get to know these people, the more I realize they are so similar to me. And it's like twin flames. And it's like we're the same person almost. And it's crazy that happens. Is like I instantly knew that I could trust them. And I know what true love is. It's this giving energy. It's not a taking energy. It's not about receiving. It's about loving yourself, and through that you learn to love others through service and through just your kindness and appreciation for these people. And it's like, what can I do for you? And not love me, love me, love me. It's I appreciate you in so many ways, and I want you to know that, and I will do anything for you. So that is my interpretation of my crazy dreams and how the universe has shown me that there's magic in this world. So I gotta get to work because I am probably late now. So, well, talk to you soon. Bye.